I'm watching it in your glasses. Don't
That's
move.
sick.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to save this.
That's so cool.
Jordan, just because it was cool.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hebrew Rebels podcast. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan.
He likes video games, and I like movies, and we both like to talk about them. Don't have many games to talk about this week except for Pokemon Go, really, it seems. You did some playing at the happiest place on earth, I believe.
Yes, I did. We did go to Disneyland and had one more opportunity at getting Cobalion or Cobalion or whatever you call him. And we went, we got there early-ish, and immediately when we got off the tram or the monorail, I saw that there was one. So I literally walked fast and made Maya walk fast over there, and we got there and there was nobody. And I was like, I guess it's too early.
What time?
Like before 10.
Okay.
I think it was before 10.
Maybe like Pokemon Go people can't be bothered to get out of bed that early.
I think it was more just numbers.
Yeah.
And there may have been people at the raid earlier, but at that point there weren't, and it was like whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's early. Like that makes okay. Now we know like super early the people probably won't show up. So I was like, whatever, we'll do stuff. And then later saw there was going to be one in Cars Land. So I don't even know what we were going to go on a ride. And I was like, nope, beeline for California Adventure.
Yeah.
Got there, got to the back. There weren't that many people. I was like, well, we're going to sit and wait for people to show up. Eventually enough people showed up, like closer to the end. Once it gets down, then people start kind of congregating.
Yeah.
And
like towards the end of the time, you mean?
Yeah.
See, I would think people would all be there at the beginning for some reason.
We weren't there at the beginning. So
Oh, I see. So like beginning and end, not so much the middle.
There's a chance probably, but you're probably going to have to sit around for 10, 15 minutes. Because if a couple people are there waiting, then a couple other people will jump in and it could kind of snowball
But
like
some
that.
people might give up.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And so we did that one, took them down. I had 16 balls to try because Blue was the top team and I'm best friends with Maya, so you get 4 balls now instead of 2. So you get extra chances.
4 extra balls.
And yeah,
That
right
helps
now
a
we
lot.
get 2, I think.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What is the like CP of this guy? Was he in the like 60s like Me Too was, or is he a little bit lower?
Like 38,000 maybe?
Okay. Yeah.
Might have been 40 something. I think we had 12 people and took him down pretty easy. Then we were catching him and Maya was just not having good luck. And I was just like,
Was he really, did he move a lot? Like did he jump and dodge and like deflect and stuff?
I would say not an insane amount.
Yeah.
Because of my 16 balls, I had 13 catch opportunities.
Yeah.
And the other 3 I missed.
Yeah.
I don't think he hit. Maybe he hit maybe one of them away.
Right.
Most of those were great throws. And 5 in a row were excellent curved throws.
Yep.
And nothing.
That's how I was with the first Mewtwo. I was
All I was
asking the
thinking
people,
of.
I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
All I was thinking, and it very much felt like, oh, I don't get to catch him.
Yeah.
This is predetermined.
The Pokemon gods just are not shining on me right
for
now.
whatever reason. Because like, what do you do? Do I intentionally go for a regular nothing throw?
Which is what I caught Mewtwo on.
Like, should you mix it up? Or
Right.
Is your best chance a curved excellent throw? Because it doesn't seem like that's your best chance.
Right.
And I already knew while this was going on.
Wasn't
I was like,
gonna happen.
I was like, so I didn't want to catch it at that point.
Yeah.
If I had, I would have been like, wow.
Yeah.
Maya caught it on her last ball.
Nice.
Or second to last ball.
Nice.
And it was only 2 stars. She also felt horrible, which took me right back to Mewtwo. How when I caught Mewtwo,
Because of the 2 stars or because you didn't catch one?
because I didn't catch one.
Yeah.
And it took me right back to like, yeah, I wasn't excited the first time I got Mewtwo. I kind of was when I went down, but the second I realized she didn't get it, I was like, oh, that's all gone.
Right.
Now we need to find you one.
Right.
So I told her, I was like, don't feel bad and stuff. And she only got a 2-star one. So there's a reason to go again. But I was definitely upset. I was like, that's some,
Yeah.
because that wasn't like I messed up and that's on me. But I was like, we've got time. Technically only had like another hour until we were supposed to leave, but we stayed a little bit longer than that. And there was one at the beginning of California Adventure. We rode the Incredicoaster. And
Good ride.
Great ride. And incredible ride. And then we went back to the next one. It was like the 5-star ones, so I knew it was going to be him, obviously.
Yeah.
There was one at the entrance to California Adventure and where we caught Mewtwo that second time.
Yes.
That Disneyland sign outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that sucks. We're going to have to go through security and come back and da-da-da-da-da-da. But this one opened up at
It's always worth it for Pokemon.
the entrance. Oh, I would have done it. Not even a question.
Yeah. I mean, we literally turned around, went back out.
Yeah,
Just to come right back through.
One wild Pokemon. Not
To-
even
to hope to
do a
find
raid.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had seen it. We're like, well, I want to see it too.
Yeah.
And we didn't. that sucked.
That was insane. And so we waited, and lo and behold, people showed up, and you get the beginning of the raid, and instantly it fills up.
Yeah.
So that's probably your best chance, like non-stress free chance.
I always love when you always have more people in your group than it seems like they're playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Right?
I still don't
You're
understand.
like, I don't think we're gonna have enough, and then your group fills up to 19. You're like, huh? Where are they? I see some.
Yeah,
I don't see 20 different people.
I see 4 people.
And there has to be multiple groups here.
There's 40 people playing.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And so we shredded him down. We took him down again, and I caught him on the second ball.
Nice.
I don't even think it was any special kind of throw. And I was just like, okay.
See, I feel like that proves that there isn't any kind of like
It's random.
catch rate. Yeah.
I think there is a catch rate. It's just that's how random it is.
There's nothing to rely on. You can't say like, if I throw this excellent curve throw,
Nope.
there's a 85% chance.
Now-
because if you throw that many in a row, it should happen.
Now, wait a second. Now, you actually catch rate, I think I'm wrong. Yeah. Is there a set catch rate, or is that catch rate variable based on the type of throw you have?
Yeah, I don't know.
So is that 1% catch rate for Mewtwo if you don't get a nice throw even? Does that catch rate go up if you get a spinning excellent throw? I'm going to research that.
The only thing I've ever really noticed as far as how good of a throw it was, or not even, I've never noticed an increase in catching chances based on how good of a throw it was. The type of ball, yes. Like, I remember when I first started playing, when I saw it was red, I'm like, oh God, I got to use like a great ball or an ultra ball, and that helped. But never the type of throw. And even now, I feel like if I have a red circle and all I have is regular Pokemon balls, I'm like, well, I got to try this. And I throw the first one and it goes. I'm like, what?
So I would say like I've noticed that happen. However, I personally have noticed a difference.
Yeah.
If I get a spinning, like because I never spun before.
Yeah.
Once I started spinning, I caught way more Pokemon. I also leveled up, so that plays into it too. But it's frustrating. Like if I think about how often it happens overall, they don't usually run away when I get a good throw. Oh, I always up the ante to ensure ones I need by using a great ball or an ultra ball. And that doesn't always work. I've had ones where I get a spinning great throw with an ultra ball on the first one and it breaks out and runs away. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
But we took him down, caught him on like second ball. Maya caught him pretty easy too, I think, and got a 3-star, and I got a 3-star, and I was like, good, I'm done.
Perfect.
All I wanted to do was just get it over with. I don't really care too much about this Pokemon.
What's her Stardust like?
I have no idea. I'm not letting you take anybody's Stardust. Brandon too. Like he was like, catch me one and trade. I'm like, that's not a thing. That trading legendaries.
So this guy's a legendary?
Yeah. No, that's the whole. Yeah. Trading legendaries really not an option. Like remember when I wanted you to catch me a Mewtwo and trade me one?
Yeah.
I would not ask for that now.
Right.
Knowing how much nobody should, because Stardust is the hard, other than coins.
Yeah.
Stardust is the hardest thing to collect.
Is it just based on amount of play though? Like if you just catch a ton of Pokemon, do you
even get Stardust from catching a Pokemon?
What do you get it from then?
Raids,
Yeah.
gems.
I don't do a lot of either of those, and I have a ton of Stardust.
I don't think you get it from catching Pokemon.
I thought you did.
So when I started playing again after not play, I had about 500,000.
I have 594 right now.
So that's what I had when I didn't play.
Yeah.
But I've powered everybody up
Right.
because that's the only way you can do it.
Right.
And I've needed to power people up to fight and whatnot. So worth it. And then I lost 80,000 when I traded a shiny with Maya, and that was not worth it.
Because it didn't get you what you wanted.
No. And even if it had, I still don't think it would be worth it.
Wasn't it that like supposed to be lucky thing and it didn't
No,
do
it was just a shiny trap inch.
Oh, okay.
And I think I took the risk because I had a shiny that I wanted to give to her. Like I've caught extra shinies on Community Day.
Right.
To trade to people.
Right.
Once I saw how much, I'm not doing that. Like it's just
Is
not
it as much as legendary or
it's 80,000. I think it might.
Wow.
Once we're best friends, it'll be 40 and 50,000.
Okay.
A little bit more palatable.
Yes. For those like odd occasions when like I need this.
If something's like severe.
Yeah.
But because the IVs could change.
Right.
Is that really like what you want to do? Like I would if I had an extra legendary, I would do that.
Yeah.
It's just like it hurts you too. And what are you getting? You'd have to.
And I wouldn't do it to you just to get something. I would trade you something that like I said, I have the Starcry. I would give it to you for
it 3 stars.
Yeah.
No, you see, and I would tell you don't trade that because you can only get that at Halloween.
I know.
But I'll wait till next year.
But I'll worry about that when I get to that generation. I want to finish Gen 1.
Oh.
That's my priority.
I get that.
So like I'm willing to wait on. Yeah, he's 3 stars.
Yeah, no, don't get rid of him.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. And other than that, I've been Kingdom Hearts update, making my way through that. I am all re-educated on the lore, and I think I understand everything on a even deeper level now.
More educated than having like played all the stuff prior to it.
Yeah, and even like when I was last playing Kingdom Hearts 3, the story is so complicated.
Really?
That I mean, Kingdom Hearts has always been known for having a convoluted story.
Right.
It's the joke. That's the joke of Kingdom Hearts is the story makes no sense and it's convoluted and
I
it's
didn't
all
know
over
that.
the place because it's very.
Is it meant to be that confusing, or like did they just not really try to make it clear?
It's always meant to be that way.
Okay.
For years, you only had pieces of the puzzle. Now that everything's come through, you can really look at everything, and it's amazing. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
That now all those questions have answers and are connected and have reasons and they're good reasons. And I was realizing, I was like, when you play them, it's going to be good that I know all of this.
Yes.
For when you're like, what the f- is going on?
Right.
And I can be like, okay, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I realized when I play through with Maya, and she'll be like, what the f- is going on? I don't understand any of this. I can be like, it's that and that and that. Oh, okay. Because it's once you know it,
Yeah.
you can piece it together and it makes sense. But I'm also trying to be really careful with not, when I'm reading through stuff, not finding it a spoiler for 3. Because there's a lot of stuff still to be answered.
How far through it are you?
Like 20 hours? I'm probably halfway.
Do you know how many worlds there are in the game?
I still don't.
Crazy.
Everything I 2 worlds in the first area. I'm on the second world in the second area. There's 2
What are the areas?
hub areas.
I remember there being sort of a hub in the first game, but
It's different than the first 2.
But
in the first
in terms of the lore, like how does the hub work? Like what is it?
So Kingdom Hearts is the entire premise is that all of these worlds exist.
Right.
Kind of like planets.
Right.
In the universe, and they're all disconnected, so they don't know the other ones exist. So everybody thinks they're just in their own world.
Right.
And the hub, the map in all the games is you moving through those worlds.
In the first one, you're in like a ship, right?
In every game, you're in a ship.
Okay, yeah.
That's
so weird.
Because that is the interdimensional space.
Okay, yeah.
Think about it like the universe and planets. It's really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, that always confused me. But now, like, I'm comfortable with it. And so there was different reasons in each game for how you're moving between. That doesn't really matter. It's more just like them making a world map.
Wasn't there like a mini game when you're flying? You can like shoot stuff and fly around
from place to place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've modernized that design. But when you're looking at the map, basically you have galaxies now. That's not what it is. But like this area has these worlds, and then shift over and these areas have these worlds.
Yeah.
So I'm in the second one.
Yeah.
There's 4 total. I'm on the second one, but the other 2 are clouded. And I realized I know. So every world I've been to, I had seen before.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 more that I know of.
In a different game, or that you knew it existed?
Promotional material, them promoting this.
Yeah.
And them talking about, like, we're going to do this world and this world. So That one. I know 2 more that are supposed to be in this game. I don't know anything beyond that. Because I'm waiting for one I don't know about.
Right.
I really want to see a world I don't know about.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a little bummed that they showed so many.
Right.
Do you know any of the ones that are in the new game?
Toy Story. You told me Pirates is in it. Monsters Inc.
Just finished that one.
Okay. I think that's all I can think of.
So one of the first ones they showed
You said Hercules is in it again.
Oh, there's one more.
Yeah.
So, damn, like there's a lot. The world design is great. Like I'm really loving it. I'm mad that I waited this long to play it, but.
And you're in the world, or are you in the movie? Because I think you said the new Pirates is Pirates 3, right?
Both.
Yeah.
It's both.
Sure. Because the movie is in that world, but like you're in that time period.
Yep.
They're referencing things from that movie.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So
I like that.
all those worlds are existing at their own pace.
Right.
And that's what's so brilliant about Kingdom Hearts is they weave you into those stories.
Yeah.
So like Tangled was another one.
It's like Endgame, where you like just pop into a different movie and you're like, how are we gonna manipulate this?
It's custom made for the Kingdom Hearts characters, which is really cool. But they, like in Tangled, it's all the stuff you don't see, all the off-screen stuff.
I love that.
Is you're doing all that.
Oh, dude, I love that.
That's how they kind of integrate.
You mean like you make things that happen in the movie happen?
Yeah.
That also reminds me of Prisoner of Azkaban. Remember they go back in time, Harry and Hermione.
Very fuzzy on
There's
Harry
things
Potter
where like
story.
One of them gets hit in the head with a rock and they're like distracting somebody, but then they go back in time and like Hermione's the one that throws the rock at her own head and you like get to see like the behind the scenes. I love that stuff so much. Kind of stuff.
That's like in-game, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's what was so cool about that.
I don't think they were making the things that happened originally happen. They were trying to do things undercover while that stuff was still happening. Like they didn't cause themselves to catch Loki.
And that's dealing with 2 different types of time travel.
Right.
I would say Marvel's was more accurate.
I like Marvel's.
I think they did because you look at Terminator, fail, in my opinion, in terms of how they do time travel.
I always hate when you think like, okay, so we're just in an infinite loop now.
And that's not what it is.
Because how did it start?
Yeah, that's not what it is.
I don't like that at all.
It's alternate paths.
Yeah.
And you can jump in and steal something from somebody else's alternate path.
Right.
But then it's gone from that alternate path. And you have to put it back. It doesn't change the future.
Right.
It changes that timeline. It's present.
Yeah.
So you can't change another timeline by changing another timeline. Period.
It's so confusing to
But in Harry Potter, they're going back in their own timeline and changing their own time. That's not how that works.
It's like they're literally rewinding.
Yeah.
And duplicating themselves.
Because that thing couldn't have happened in the first place.
Yes. Correct.
Period.
Right.
Yeah. I actually understand time travel now in terms of theoretical and that kind of shit. I used to get so mad when people are like, that's not how it works. I'm like, F you. We don't know how it works. I'm like, oh no, we actually have a pretty decent idea about what can't happen.
What can't happen, yes.
Back to the Future. Can't happen.
However.
That's doing it wrong.
However.
Yeah.
That's.
You can't
I know.
You can't inject your own personal love of movies.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't the best form of time travel. However, Back to the Future, I think personally, is a perfect movie.
Yep, not at all what I'm talking about.
So good.
Not what I'm talking about.
So I just wanted to say, like, Back to the Future, great.
Time travel, nah. Star Wars, amazing. Science fiction, fail. Unrelated.
Right.
Back to the Future, time travel, so wrong, so incorrect. Back then, 1, I don't think people were even thinking about it, and 2, it doesn't matter. Just like with Harry Potter, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But
anyways,
I like how Marvel did it.
Who do you think would know how time travel might work? Is there a person in pop culture today who might have a pretty good idea?
You're leading me up to somebody. I'm not getting it.
He might have designed a truck that we might own in a couple of years.
No, he has no idea how time travel works. I love killing your potential segues.
It's real annoying.
But I'm testing you. You should know what you're getting into. You know who came up with an end game?
Is it Elon Musk?
A truck end game. Do you get where I'm going with it?
Is it the last truck that anyone will ever need?
Yes.
Yeah.
I should say it's the end of all the other trucks.
Yes.
And it's amazing to keep reading. It's funny to see the rest of everybody catching up to where we are. And I'm really happy you got on board.
Well, I wasn't even
quickly.
Yeah, I wasn't even there for the unveiling of it. You had mentioned like, oh, this is happening. I'm like, nah, I don't need to watch it live. Like, I understand. I get it. Like, you're a huge Elon Musk guy. I like him a lot too, but like, I don't need to watch it live. I'm going to be at a basketball game. Like, I'll figure it out later. You sent the article or the picture to me like mid-game, and I don't remember having so many different emotions and thoughts about something in my head at the same time at like first glance of something. I'm like, that is simultaneously the weirdest thing I've ever seen and the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's such a perfect way to put it. Let me give you some pretext to that. I had shown my grandma, and she was like, "What does Jordan think?" I was like, "He's at a game. He hasn't seen it." She's like, "Send him the picture. Flip him out." And I was like, "That's such a good idea." I was like, "No, like I should wait and let him like find it later." And then she was like, "No, just hit him with it in the middle of the game."
Yeah.
And so to hear that, it's like that was exactly the intention.
It was perfect too, because I think it was halftime.
Yeah, it was. Because I remember I was like, "Oh, he's texting me," and then I was like, "Wait, he stopped texting me," and I was like, "Oh wow, the third quarter just started. Or the second half just started."
So when you first sent it to me, I wasn't. I think you sent it to me during halftime, and I kept looking at it as the game started. I kind of phased out.
You were just like,
so I went from
I could totally.
Why did you do this, Elon, to when can I have one?
Yeah, it's
because mid second half, I was so excited to put a down payment on this thing and be like, I'm going to own one of these one day.
And then 200,000 other people did that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. That's $2 million.
20.
$20 million. I had bad math. Yeah.
No, that's fine. And somebody said when you calculate, like, if you convert all of those into sales, I think it was like 42%. Yeah, that's what it was. 42% were the dual motor. So the mid tier, 49,000. 40.
Which isn't that bad.
We'll see how our finances stand at
Sure.
the time. 41% went tri-motor. The
41%? Wow.
Because it's such a utility vehicle.
Yeah.
And nobody has hit that range yet on an electric car. 500 miles. Hasn't been done. And 17% to the single motor.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm not surprised.
Because I feel like that's what I'm going to have to do.
I feel like that's what I should do.
Right.
Because I'm not going to use it as a truck.
Right.
But I want the 50 extra miles of range.
I would love to also say that my truck goes 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds too.
That's the highest version.
I know. No, I know.
That's the 60.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need the utility of it. I would love for it to be that powerful though.
Oh, I want that one.
But
for
it's not
sure.
practical.
Yeah, who really needs that?
No.
So yeah, the $39,000 one is 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds.
Because they don't look any different.
No.
You look at it, you're like, it's a Cybertruck.
Oh yeah, and for driving around here,
And it's not like they sound cooler either. Because they sound like nothing.
that's so true.
So really,
it would really be the range. And
what's the range of the mid-tier one?
300.
Just 50 more?
So 39,000 is 250 miles of range, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, and 7,500 towing capacity. For 10,000 more, you get 300 miles of range, so 50 more, 0 to 60 in 4
something.
It's 4.5 or 4.7.
Yeah.
And 10,000 pound towing capacity.
Yeah.
And then the upper end is 14,000 pounds, which beats everybody else. 500 miles of range, which nobody's done, and 0 to 60 in 2.9, which is faster than a Porsche.
It's crazy.
So
that is crazy.
Breaking all conventions. It's really funny to hear all the critics because it's not based on what this truck actually does or is or how you use it or all the ways it's better than a regular truck. It's just like, that's not what I thought it would look like. I know.
Right.
And I'm just like, it's very clear people are stuck with the convention of what a car looks like or a truck looks like.
That's the thing. it's not that it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably cool looking. Because it looks like it should be on the moon. Like I said, it looks like a moon rover or a Mars rover or something.
It looks like it should be a prop in a sci-fi movie. I'm like,
what's wrong with that?
Everybody, and this is what somebody said. If they saw that, if Elon Musk had never talked about a truck, never debuted a truck, never done anything, and that thing popped up in a movie, everybody would say, I want one.
Yep.
Everybody would say, I want one. But then he's like,
until it's a reality.
Truck. And truck people are like, that looks different. No. It's like,
because the Teslas, the sedans look normal. They're cool, but they look very normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing flashy about them.
Nope.
Not really.
Generally speaking.
Yeah. This thing will stand out anywhere.
So, and I love it because the only reason I went was because people love keying Teslas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's like become a really popular thing, and it's sad.
Yeah.
But so when you say this thing's going to stand out even more, it's going to piss all those other people off.
Yeah.
And please try to key this. Please.
I was going to ask, can you?
Please try to key this. Like, you can't f it up. So it's like perfect to be the most flashy one they have.
Yeah.
And the most indestructible one.
Yeah.
Like, try to mess with my car.
Because what is it? Is it stainless steel?
It's like hard formed steel or something.
So how heavy is it?
3 tons, I think.
Is that...
It's normal. Everything's
normal.
It's it might be a little bit heavier.
Sure,
but it's comparable to other vehicles.
That is insane.
Same size, 6.5-inch bed, which is I fit in that.
6.5 inch
foot.
Okay.
I want to mock that picture up.
I didn't know if that was like depth or I'm like, am I confused on what the bed of the truck is?
I want to Photoshop that and just take the back part of it and make it 6 inches and see how ridiculous that would look.
I could try to do that.
I hope he makes a van. I hope he makes a bus. I hope he makes everything in this style.
I think Teslas will be the cars of the future.
Yeah.
Like,
and so
unless these other companies like Ford, who are the heavy hitters, really step it up, you're going to get drowned out by all of these, I think.
It's amazing that night. So to be fair, when it first came out, I was like, no, what? No, like immediately.
Because of the look?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? Like that was everything that was going through my head. Like, this isn't what I expected. That's not what by the end of that presentation, I was obsessed. Yeah. Like I was not, like it only took me that long to be on board. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying like it took them a couple days, took them a few days. That's fine.
It took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't. Exactly. No, and that's about where I was at.
Yeah.
Like, I went from like, what the f to I want this.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't even think I'd want this. And the fact that now I want this.
Before you even saw it?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the 3 and then I'm going to get the X.
Right.
Bye. Let's get 4 Cybertrucks. I don't even care. Like,
you said that because when I told you I wanted one, you're like, yes, let's have a fleet.
Brandon's getting one.
Yes.
Adam's getting one.
Oh, I love it.
All I want to do is make a video.
Yes.
Get a drone and make a video of Cybertrucks.
Just go out to the desert and just drive them around.
Like,
that'd be amazing.
There's our movie. There's your convoy.
Yep.
Of whatever.
And we could do what we always want to do is of having one of us in the back of a truck flying the drone.
Yes.
So whoever doesn't have it,
oh my God,
you're the drone flyer.
There you go. And so
now, one question I do have, because I haven't seen any videos. My fault. I haven't looked it up. But what is up? Because like I've seen pictures where you can't tell it's a truck. There's like the thing on the back, right? How does that move or leave or get taken off or retract?
So slight pause real quick.
Yeah.
So I can find it.
All right, let's see.
Yes, there's it closed. So there's a little button right here.
I mean, it looks like it wants to kill me, honestly.
There's a little button right here. You see it?
Yeah.
So that little indent.
Yeah.
Click. Just.
Where does it go? Whoa! Oh my God.
Isn't it so cool? He's going to click it again.
How does that even work? Does it have a tailgate?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it only does that if you're nearby.
Button.
Can anyone open it? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I doubt.
Right.
I'm sure.
Like the key needs to be nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you can get this solar.
The light up license plate.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
You told me about the solar thing.
I thought this was already solar. Cancel this.
I feel like
go back to the light.
It would be harder to do what it does, where like bends and stuff, if it's solar, right?
No. Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wanted to see the license plate. I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Just at the end. Oh my God. The letters are like LED.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
That's so cool.
That's really cool. And so.
Yeah, this looks evil, honestly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Don't F with me.
Or my Cybertruck.
Nope. So I'm currently in the process of getting Maya on board. I think she'll get on board.
For both of you or just for her?
We will get one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to convince her that this thing's beautiful. She still thinks it's ugly. But she also hasn't looked at it more. All she's seen is like that initial picture.
Also, I do understand if some people don't like the way it looks. Like,
I mean, they're wrong and they're eventually going to be overtaken.
There's some people who just aren't into sci-fi stuff.
No,
like, that's fine.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Is that this, I believe, market here, 11 and 26 at whatever time, this is going to change everything.
No, I agree. This is the most different looking car we've had.
Ever.
Probably ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
This is the biggest disruption ever in the automotive industry.
Because it's always been a gradual.
There was a phase
change
where people made weird looking cars. There has never been something this different for the mass market that's also the best.
Yeah.
And the most compelling.
Yeah.
And people are going to start to realize why. So one of the complaints are people are like, what if you're standing on the side? You can't even get in the truck. Like, you can't reach into the bed from the side. You have to go from the back. Of course they took care of that in one of the images. So that back corner panel opens up in
where
the
thing like slides up. Oh, really?
So if you're looking at it sideways, you've got front window, back window, that next panel,
that triangle
where you
thing
would be on the side, opens up. So you don't have to reach over.
Yeah,
it's right there.
They're not stupid.
It's better, actually.
Yeah.
And the fact that the back gate comes down and then extends and then automatically lowers so you can get stuff up there.
I love that it doesn't look like a truck.
Yep.
Because I was expecting, because when they showed the semi, right?
They showed that weird giant truck picture. Is that what we're going to say?
I don't know what I was picturing, but like, I feel like people were mocking up based on like, this is how the semi looked. So like, this is what like their version of a truck would look like. And it looks like a regular truck, but it's kind of funny because it's Tesla. And then you see this thing and you're just like,
every single mock-up was wrong.
Yeah, completely.
And literally, so Nikola is I think European, I could be wrong, trucking company. They make big semis, and they're working on electric semis. The CEO literally was like, hey, Elon, in case you guys are trying to make a more broadly appealing truck, here's a design we came up with. Feel free to use it and stuff. And it's just like, nobody wants that now.
Right.
That's boring. That's what everybody has done. Look at this truck. And we made it round and electric. And now it's a future truck. No.
I mean, now they don't even have to make it. Just because you propose that that's what it might look like, that's what the future might start heading towards now.
It's going to take people buying them and then being on the road. And that it's going to take that to shift it. And there will still be people that reject it.
But like, it's hard for most people to imagine what the next evolution looks like until you see it. And then everything before that looks old
and honestly,
and bad.
I don't know about you, but that's been happening to me.
Yeah.
I've been going around and I'm like, oh my God, our cars don't have to look like this. That's what I love about life in general. Nothing has to be a certain way. This guy was like, let's make that. That's humanity now.
And
someone also decided to put a giant metal thing in the sky. And now we fly around on those.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to.
So cool. Oh, is he gonna make planes ever? I mean, he's kind of making the ultimate plane, but
no, but rockets and planes are very different.
Right.
He said you can never make an electric rocket, for example.
Interesting.
That's just not how physics works. Maybe one day they find a way around.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like people have said never about most things. So one day
they're basing this on the laws of physics, though, of what is even remotely, because of the amount of inertia required. It would never make sense to make something like that electric. It's just so much on another level, like to get out of the atmosphere with our gravity. It's crazy, but he's very much said making an electric plane is doable. But
wait, I'm sorry. You said you can't make an electric rocket.
Yeah.
I I misheard because I brought up
okay.
planes. I thought you were talking about you can't make an electric plane.
No,
that's what I was thinking. I feel like that should be possible.
Yeah, some people are already making it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
But they'll get there eventually.
I just want everything to be powered by Tesla.
I want everything powered electric, and Tesla's doing it.
Yeah.
Power packs, massive gigawatt. They're doing one with LA now, I think. I'm excited about all the stuff.
I am too.
And I want this damn truck. I literally the next 3 days it was all I could think about all day. I've gotten away from that.
It literally
now.
made me giddy. Like,
oh yeah,
because it's 2 years from now and I only have to put $100 down. Like,
did you?
This is a goal. When I get paid, I'm going to.
Okay.
100%.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. That'll be open for, like, they're not going to close that.
Well, I'll probably just wait until it's available to buy. So
I want to know that, like, I have my finger in the pie of my future Cybertruck.
Two things. Part of me wants that, and to give him money.
Right.
I want to like show my support.
Yes.
And be like, no, thank you for doing this. like legitimately.
Use this $100 to fix your windows.
Oh, they already said they figured it out.
I know.
Did you hear what they said? So one, have you seen the video from before? Slow-mo video of them throwing it literally backstage.
Yeah.
Bouncing off.
Yeah.
And what they think happened was hitting it with the sledgehammer all those times damaged the integrity.
Makes sense.
Now they didn't.
And even still, it didn't shatter.
No, exactly. So
they'll
fix it.
Visual evidence that something really heavy was thrown out at it after they had already bashed it in multiple times. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
I guess when you say it's bulletproof, people have
steel,
the highest standards, but
not the glass.
Oh,
no, maybe they did say
I thought the window was too, but I don't know.
I think the window was too.
Speaking of car manufacturers who kind of changed the game, I'm going to talk about Ford versus Ferrari after the break.
I support that one.
We were kids that didn't know, but we grew to solid gold. In the night, you and I, not long ago. Laid in bed with our clothes together, keeping up the cold. In the night, you and I, not long ago, not long ago.
Hey, I'm Jordan,
And I'm Ethan.
and you're listening to the Huber Rebels podcast.
Thanks for listening. He's probably just a really good liar.
How did Maya meet Steve-O?
You didn't pick up on that, did you?
What? He's a good. Damn it! Yeah, but
That was too good.
That is very good.
That was too seamless.
Yes, but also we got to start with. I feel like we should start with Ford versus Ferrari. We don't have to, though. But also,
I just wanted to do that.
welcome to the movie segment. I really want to know how Maya met Steve-O.
Running at the track at somewhere.
What?
In community college.
He was just there?
Yeah, he was running, going for a run.
That's so weird.
Yeah, might have been the Rose Bowl.
Huh.
But I'm not 100%. I don't think it was. I want to say it was like a stadium at PCC.
Just a random,
or
like,
something.
ran into him kind of moment. That's really cool.
Take a picture with him.
He does seem like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Like, he's one of those people that I'm just, like, over the moon happy that he is
sober.
better now. Yeah.
Happy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So you saw Ford versus Ferrari.
It's a bad plug, but if you want to know why or how we got to Maya meeting Steve-O, you can watch the bonus video that you can find on Patreon. Patreon.com/HuberRebels has all sorts of content on there for $1. That's all.
An insane amount of content.
All you need to know. Before the break, I mentioned big car people who changed the game.
Yep.
I saw Ford versus Ferrari, which is
Isn't it about John Ford and Joe Ferrari?
Yes.
Yep.
Steve Ferrari.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It's a biopic, or I prefer biopic, but I know that's wrong. I do know that's wrong.
Okay, I'm really happy this came up.
Yeah.
Because this is something I've been confused about, and
Yeah.
I didn't look it up, even though I normally do that with everything. Andy said biopic.
Right.
And that sparked my, wait, what is it again? Is it biopic or is it biopic?
Right.
I say biopic.
I think it can go either way.
But
And
then,
I think yours makes more sense because it's biography. It's not a biography.
but
It's it's biographical.
so when I heard
Oh.
somebody say biopic, I had this moment of, it's a biopic. Pic being movie and bio meaning
Right.
biography.
Right.
When you biography shortened is bio.
Right. True.
So a biopic, I'm like, oh my God, is that like the greatest name of a thing ever? And I've been calling it biopic.
But I've heard other people call it biopic. So I know there's this debate, and honestly, I think both are fine.
Because those are some of my favorite movies.
Me too.
Yeah.
Always, they end up being near the top.
When I think back on like one of my first like good movies, it's Ray.
I still need to see that.
And I think I've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember I saw that and I was a kid, so I didn't really get it. And then as I got older, I was like, I want more movies like that. I want to learn about people.
I remember kind of learning about Jamie Foxx. I'm like,
Yeah.
anyone who spells their last name with 2 X's can't be a real person, right? But like, he's a legit good actor.
Yeah.
Crazy good actor.
Telling me that, or you learned that?
I've learned that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When did you think that he was not?
When I saw that his last name had 2 X's, when I first heard about him, I'm like, oh, he's
I'm
probably a
assuming
joke.
that's like a long
yeah,
time
like
ago.
middle school.
Oh, okay. No.
Like
And
when
then,
Ray came out.
and then you were making it sound like, but like last week, I was like, this dude's legit. I was like,
No, probably in the next thing that I heard of Ray, or
Okay.
of Jamie Foxx, I'm like, Jamie Foxx has it going
yeah,
on.
that's what I was like. Is this a contained event? This is essentially what this is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a biopic about, I forget the year, forgive me, but are you familiar with the 24-hour of Le Mans race? So Ferrari was killing it for like a number of years in the 60s. And Ford was kind of getting stale, just cranking out millions of the same car over and over and over
That
again.
was their model.
Ferrari was making very few cars, but beautiful and technically fantastic. And but they were bankrupt. So Ford
Ferrari was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Ford was like, let's maybe like
Kill them.
let's make a deal.
Oh.
Let's work together. It didn't work out. So therefore Ford being I'm talking about the person Ford now.
Yep. Henry.
Henry Ford II.
I didn't know he did that.
Yes. Pissed. He's like, we're going to bury you at Le Mans.
Yeah.
So it's a few months out, and they hire Carroll Shelby, who had won the 24-hour of Le Mans maybe 10 years prior,
Okay.
retired because of health issues, became a car designer, manufacturer. They hired him to design a car that could beat Ferrari at Le Mans. Now, Ford is not a sports car maker
Nope.
at this day and age by any means. And they need to make a car that can beat Ferrari in 90 days. So that's basically what the movie's about, is like them trying to make a car that is good enough to beat Ferrari and to find someone who can drive the car. And that's where Christian Bale comes in, because he drives for Shelby, played by Matt Damon, his like kind of low class racing
Yeah.
team. They race locally in California, different tracks and stuff. So he trusts him and he puts him in the car. And it's so good. I
wanna see
loved it.
I really want to see
It's
it.
so fun. And the dynamic between Matt Damon and Christian Bale was great. They played it perfectly.
I really love Christian Bale. Shout out
I
to
do
Christian
too.
Bale. As much as he's not underrated, I think he's still underrated.
I think so too.
Like, it's this weird thing where everybody's just like, yeah, he's great. And then we just don't talk about him or acknowledge him.
Maybe underappreciated. I think
That's a
everyone
good-
knows he's great.
That's
like-
the exact distinction.
Because everyone knows he's great, he doesn't get enough praise.
Probably because he's not super flashy.
Right.
He's not somebody
Doesn't
who
make headlines.
No.
It's not
Only-
scandalous,
only
which I
when-
appreciate.
Yeah.
Like, you just do your job and then live
he
your
only
life.
gets headlines when he's losing and gaining weight.
Right. Which is often.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was just nominated for best actor last year. I think he'll get another nomination
What
this
movie?
year, honestly. Vice.
Right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, he's really good. And Matt Damon is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a perfect storm.
Matt Damon.
What is that?
You don't know it. I had a feeling you wouldn't know
What
that.
is that?
Matt Damon. Oh my God. I think
Who is that?
it's from Team America World Police.
Is that the
Puppet.
claymation puppets? Okay, yeah.
Which you haven't seen. Everyone has AIDS.
Oh god.
AIDS.
Oh wow.
It's you gotta watch it probably just to know.
I'm gonna be honest, doesn't sound like my kind of humor.
Oh, no, you'll hate it.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying watch it and love it. I don't love this movie.
Right.
I'm saying watch it so that you will have seen
So I understand.
it. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
As a movie person, there's certain bad movies you should be aware
I
of.
know.
And I feel like it has a weird special. It's very much 15 years ago.
Early 2000s.
the war and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and North Korea, and it's
The Room will always be my number one bad movie that you should see.
and I wouldn't call this a bad movie in the same way.
Yeah.
The Room really
It's not redeemably bad.
stands,
The Room is redeemably bad to the point where it is good.
and it's so sad because it was made to be good, miserably failed, and I can't think of another movie like it.
No.
Yet you watch it and you're like, this is amazing.
Honestly, I think it is good. Not technically. If you have a robot that can analyze how good a movie is,
Yeah, it's bad. But
It's
something
horrible.
about it resonates.
Yeah.
And works.
Yeah.
And it's you can't put a. I mean, if a movie was made about it,
yeah,
about it being made by big Hollywood people,
it would be great.
There's something. No, well, there's something there.
Right.
Like the fact that
Right.
happened
Right.
means there's like this wasn't just like that was a bad movie and I wanted to remake it. Like it. Here's what it is. There is no other movie like it.
It's good. Yeah, that's fair.
Like as much as it's bad, it's not like all the other throwaway bad movies of this boring, this boring. You watch that and you're like, oh, what, I feel like the whole time you're just like, okay, nobody's done this before.
Oh man,
That's what makes it
I
great.
love that movie.
Yeah,
I think didn't we watch it like 3 times in like a pretty short span?
Yeah, that was very like I need to see it again is what I was realizing.
Like it's a once a year kind of movie. I
Yeah.
feel like.
We
should watch it up here
in this room.
Yes.
Yeah, we literally connected that at the exact. I was getting ready to say it, and you started saying it, and I was like, I'm gonna
Yes.
finish this
Oh man,
with Robin if he hasn't seen it.
I feel like he hasn't.
I don't think he's seen it,
We have to do that.
and I'm calling it right now.
However,
Calling it right now. We're gonna watch that, and he's gonna be like, "That was just dumb."
we have to do that.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
it honestly it might
might
it
click.
might break him. to where you can't help but be like, wait, what the is this?
Should we try to like play it off? Like,
That's what you did with me.
is it?
Yeah, you.
I
Didn't
tried to. I don't think I did a good
You
job.
didn't give
though.
anything away.
Really?
Yeah, no, you that first time you were very careful and was like, because I
But you
remember
knew about
asking
it.
You gave me. I don't think you remember like how you set this
I
up.
don't
Like
think so
you were
either.
very much like. You didn't even tell me it was a bad movie. You were just like, we have to watch this movie,
Okay.
and I was discovering it as it was happening.
Right.
You did not give anything away. You were like, this is so bad. It's gonna be funny because you gotta just
Because that it sets the bar too high in whatever direction that is.
Yep.
Like, just let it wash over you, however it does.
you gotta take it in.
Yeah.
Part of it is what makes it great is the what the if you already know what the is,
Yeah.
then it's
Remember when we saw The Disaster Artist and we sat in like the very front row,
I loved it.
which is where those people sat that we kicked out for Dr. Sleep? You like my tie-in?
I really have no sympathy for them. Zero.
I don't want
even-
to talk about Dr. Sleep. Let's just talk a little bit about
I don't
the
even care
show that
about-
was that movie.
What happened to them? Don't sit in someone's reserved seat. And I don't
I do agree 100%.
I don't remember if this was a movie that you were at.
Yeah.
But I went to one with my grandma.
Yeah.
And there were these old people sitting in front of us. I feel like maybe you were there. And they were really upset about reserved seating.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
It was like an older woman.
Yeah.
And she was this is so dumb and was just bitching about it and like wasn't in the correct seat. And I said
Yeah.
like loudly so she could hear me
Like
about
to
how
her or just out loud?
to Maya. I
Right.
think Maya was sitting next to me, and I was just like, "You're wrong, and this is good, and it's not really not difficult to just sit in." I think it was something like that. It's like it's really easy to just sit in your correct seat.
Not to argue you,
Me,
but yes,
okay,
it is at a disadvantage to the older people
yeah, I don't care.
because they don't use the app.
Nope.
And they can't reserve it ahead of time. They get to the theater and they see, oh, all of these seats are taken. And when they go in and they see no one's there yet,
yeah,
they're like, well, I can sit wherever I want, I guess. It doesn't click. And I do understand that, but I do love the reserved seating. So it's tough. Like
I get that old people are struggling,
right.
I don't care. And I know that might make me. I live with old people. I love old people. That's not what this is about.
No, I know. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing your point. Like, it is good.
And
that would suck if we were old people.
When I've seen lots of old confused people.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them.
Right.
It makes me uncomfortable to be like, I don't want to be here with all the confused people because it stresses me out.
But it's when they start bitching about it.
It was this woman's attitude
Yeah.
because she was also younger. She was like 50s, early 60s maybe.
Yeah. Not a millennial.
She wasn't confused. She was very much like, I don't want to follow your rules because they're dumb.
Yeah.
What? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It was, I should be able to sit wherever I want because that's how it was before. And I'm not gonna. It was that attitude where I'm just like, nope.
Let me present this scenario to you.
Yeah.
It was for a movie I saw recently. It had to have been 21 Bridges, which we'll discuss a little bit. But I reserved my seat exactly where I wanted, probably the day before, right? Because I know when I'm going to go to a movie.
Yeah.
And I got it. I got the middle seat in the middle row. Yep. Like, I'm going to sit there. No one else had gotten a seat yet.
Okay.
I get into the theater because I know movies well enough that I can time it so I miss most of the trailers.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see them for the 1,000th time.
Yep.
So I walk in and I see that the theater is full. No, sorry. No, that's wrong. It's not full. But there are people.
It's empty, actually. There's no one in it.
No, it's not full. But there's groups of people.
Okay.
And there's like 3 people and then 2 people and then what might be my seat, but then 3 people and then 2 people. And I don't want to walk over all those people because they chose to sit directly next to me.
Yeah.
So I sat like off to the side, not in my seat.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, nobody came.
But if they had.
But if I'm going to do that, I check. So I would pull up the app and pull
at that point. After the time of the movie passes, you can't check the seating. Trust me, I do that. I'm like, is someone coming for this seat?
It depends how late you got there. Because there's
It's
usually like a
one
10
trailer left.
Yeah, it was probably closed by that point.
Right.
By that point, it's pretty safe to say.
Because I was just so annoyed. I don't want to sit directly next to 2 people.
I'm not complaining about people not sitting in their seats. It's more about because there's some nuance here to the scenarios.
Yeah.
That wasn't a very full movie. It was off to the side. Like all the people in the good seats were taken. You knew where your seat was and you were like, I gauge it. I can kind of sit over here.
Are you talking about Dr. Sleep?
No, I'm talking about you in this movie. Yeah. Like nobody came and got in that seat. But in a movie where you're like, I'm probably like without even looking, like I'm probably sitting, you wouldn't do that.
There's no chance that these front row middle seats are not taken.
Yeah.
That everyone chose to sit perfectly in a circumference around it. Like,
yeah.
And I get that.
So for our seats,
for Dr. Sleep,
yeah, we reserved early enough.
The day before, right?
I think
or that morning.
Guaranteed
it was that morning.
Before those people.
For sure.
Since they were down there.
No, it was because it was empty.
Yeah. They knew those seats were taken.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to be greedy. That wasn't like, oh, these seats probably aren't taken. We can sit here.
Yes.
100% guaranteed that wasn't their thought process.
Like what seats did you choose is what I want to know.
Front seats.
Yeah.
Because that was all that was left. And they got in there. They're like, nobody's sitting there. Let's take it.
Yeah.
And because I know people that think like that. And that's why like there's a different mentality there.
Yeah.
When you're being considerate and like, this is probably not taken and stuff. And the fact that they were like, yep, they were trying to cheat.
Yeah. Now, I do not feel bad that I told people to get out of our seats.
Yeah.
That is on you.
Yeah.
These are our seats.
Mm-hmm.
We reserve them. However, and this is just on me, I'm not saying everyone should feel this way, but I do kind of feel bad that we literally got there with 0 trailers left.
Yeah.
We timed it unbelievably perfectly.
Perfect timing. Not bad timing.
Perfect.
We were perfect.
To the point where the theater was as full as it was going to get. So they had to go to the worst seats. If we had gotten there at like
No.
No, I know.
They had to go to their seats.
Maybe. I know I'm wrong. I'm just saying, like,
and they could have gotten a refund.
And they then had to sit next to the worst movie person.
Second.
Is your lady worse than this guy?
No, the other people in our movie were worse.
No. No,
Really?
the dude that they were sitting next to, I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna say it because it's just I don't want to stoop down.
So I saw his phone and it didn't bother me as much.
Okay, but do you know what he was doing?
Looking through Instagram and stuff.
But he was turning the brightness up more to be more annoying, and then turn the flashlight on in the guy's face
During the
because
movie?
he said something. At the end, yes.
I thought you said he did that when they were like leaving the
And
theater.
then as he was walking out, he was like shining his flashlight on him and in the guy's face. Like, dude, you suck.
Oh, it makes me want to punch him. And
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's literally how I felt, to the point where when the screen went to black and I knew the movie was over, I hopped over the railing.
I know.
I couldn't control myself. I don't even know what I was doing. Like, I was on autopilot.
I was like,
I
oh,
had
no.
to go down, and I told him, like, dude, you're obnoxious.
Yeah.
You
What did he-
suck.
what did he say to you?
He was like, get the out of my face, idiot. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe I will. I'm like, I don't want to push this, but, and then they all were like, yeah, kind of chiming in. I just told them, like, just grow up.
I'm not gonna
You
lie.
are old enough to not do this.
I wish-
You're not a child. You
Yeah.
should be considered an adult. You're probably 16 or so. Like, you're old enough to not do this.
Oh, that was a 16-year-old?
I don't know how old he was. I didn't see his ID. I don't know.
Okay. I'm with you. So I'll say what I was going to say first.
Yeah.
I wish I had known this.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone with you and tried to get a complaint in front of a worker in front of him.
That's what I wanted.
Like I would have assisted you and be like, excuse me, this individual would like, especially him trying to talk. I would have been like, no, you're done.
The only thing is,
Let's go
like,
talk
after
to
the movie,
people.
it doesn't matter because he'll just leave.
No,
like,
I
he's
know.
not sticking around for
That's what I'm
anything.
saying. I wanted to run out because you know how there's people waiting out there.
Yeah.
And be like, this guy, don't let him leave. He was a problem. Don't let
But
him
what
leave.
are they gonna do? Not let him leave?
Maybe stop him.
From what?
Be like, sir, you need to. I don't know. Like,
That's the thing. Like, there's no reason for the theater to detain him. After the movie, he's just gonna leave.
I want people like like that band, or suspended from a theater.
I do too, but I just don't see it happening.
Is that possible?
Just because someone complains, or maybe multiple people complain? I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
Make a scene.
I don't know how you
Make it. You make a scene.
Yeah.
Let's go to customer service next time and ask.
So here's the other thing. The employees at that theater,
They don't care.
I do not like at all.
Oh yeah, that's kind of everywhere.
They're so degaff.
Yeah.
I'm not. I never want to like play a card, but like, I'm a loyal customer of yours.
Yeah, they don't care.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to your highest tier of whatever it is that you want me to subscribe to.
Yeah.
And every time I have any minor issue, they don't even look me in the eye, and they just look at the other worker. They're like, what do I do? They're just like, it's like, they just, as much brushing me off as one could possibly do. And there's one person that really rubs me the wrong way, and you'll see her. She's the worst. She always pisses me off.
I'm just realizing because I went there on Sunday.
Yeah.
And all I needed was a quick refill of the popcorn.
Yep.
There was about 5 employees
Yep.
all walking around the back,
Yep.
avoiding me. And I was like, what are they doing back there?
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought 3 little cooked things out. And I'm like, you were waiting for that. You could have come and helped me.
Yep.
But as becoming an adult,
Yeah.
unlike these other people,
Yeah.
I've decided, because I'm like, I should have dumped the popcorn everywhere. And been like, well, you didn't help me, so I did that. But it's like,
You can't do that.
so unfortunately, we have to just accept
And also, I didn't.
all of
I
this.
feel like this kind of makes me feel like an old person too. I didn't want to ruin my movie by
yeah.
leaving to complain about these people in the theater.
We're-
There were like a dozen of these people that were just making the biggest scene in a movie I've ever seen.
It was a group of 4 young girls that were getting up and down and up. I don't think they were.
and swapping out with a different group of girls.
I actually don't think they were in our movie.
I don't think so either.
Until their other movie
I don't know
ended.
what ticket they bought.
They were in it. I think they watched their movie and then ran in the end of our movie. And then we're getting up and down and 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 talking, and their phone was going off and flashing and all of that and whatnot. But so what I was going to say was, honestly, because we weren't involved in anything, I don't think we should have gotten involved in anything. Because
I know.
we weren't involved in anything.
I know.
If I had been the person sitting next to that guy,
Yeah.
No way was I sitting through that movie.
No.
I was getting up and getting him banned and removed and thrown
100%,
out.
yes.
And so it's like, I don't really want to fight their battles. And so that's why it's like,
I just like it was overwhelming.
I didn't notice him, which is crazy. We were sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't notice him.
Maybe
I noticed.
honestly, maybe his head was blocking his phone from your point
No,
of
I
view.
saw his phone at the end.
You did.
But all that other stuff, I didn't notice. What I noticed was the people getting up and down and 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 making noise.
And I told them to shut up.
Yeah, I know. But
I think
then
Maya did too at the same time, right?
I
Didn't
did.
we? Maybe.
It was me.
Yeah.
Maya didn't say anything.
Yeah.
It was us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
But they're not. They don't care. You know why? Because they're kids, and they're not adults.
But that's the thing though. Like,
They shouldn't have been in the movie.
even though you're a kid,
Yeah.
there is still a level of respect that you should know. I'm not saying everyone does, but being a kid doesn't excuse you from pissing all of those people off.
So, and this is where like it really splits between what people should do and living in the world.
Yeah. I can't change their path or their upbringing or whatever it is, but I can tell you to shut the f- up at this moment.
Yeah.
Because you're being as annoying as anyone I've ever met in my life.
And that makes you feel better, but it doesn't do anything.
They shut up.
I don't think they did.
I heard them. They're like, oh, okay. And then I think they got up one more time and left and didn't come back.
Oh, I remember them just continuing the same
Really?
shit. Like they didn't care.
No, they didn't bother me again the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
It
I
was
saw they were getting up and
idiot in
they
the
were getting
front.
up and switching it on their phone, and they continued right ahead with everything. And from what I remember, everything they were doing.
I think I just changed focus
the only
at one point.
the only thing I was last thing, and this is totally off topic for movies. But,
No, this is the Dr. Sleep segment though.
Okay, so this is how I feel about driving.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use the same roads, freeways, everything that everybody else has to
Yeah.
use. Yet I can't control what anybody else is doing.
Right.
And people are out there acting insane, being dumb, and it's like that's frustrating.
Well, and you have to pay attention for them.
And so it's like I could bang my head against the wall to infinity,
Right.
and want to kill myself
Right.
for the next 50 years.
Right.
Or just accept that I can't do anything about those people. No, and this is really like, I think why during the movie I was just like,
So
I'm not even going to get angry because I can't do anything about
I've
it.
noticed this countless times.
Yeah.
And I just can't accept it. I went to a movie today.
Yeah.
And there was someone in the movie who was just making a noise. They were like picking their fingernail or something. But it was loud.
Yeah.
And it was in my row and I could hear it. And they did it for like 20 minutes.
And so it's
I'm
like-
just like, I know you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But
So this
Please,
continual
for
frustration,
God's sake.
you're gonna have to find another way to deal with it.
Dude, I can't. It's distracting. It's just my brain.
No.
And it's my ears.
It is just no. All of that stuff is never gonna change.
Well, that's the thing. I dealt with it. I didn't say anything. But
you were miserable and painful the whole time, right?
Single
Yeah.
movie I go to
Yeah.
where I'm not the only person in the theater, which has happened, there's always someone that pisses me off.
I've been noticing that.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, so and that's kind of what I'm getting at
Yeah.
is expectations. Like because this feeling of like I can't go to a movie because that's how you feel at this point, right? It's like I can't go to a movie now because every single movie I go to is not what it's supposed to be, except that that's what it is. Unfortunately, just like those
I know.
those freeways, it's like I'm not gonna drive. I'm just never gonna drive my car again. It's like, but that's not a choice, and it's like I'm
Right.
totally with you because all of that stuff bugs me. People before movies bugs me. It all bugs me. But it's like, so how do we deal with this?
You can't. Unless you just don't feel weird about telling someone to stop.
So
Because this thing, I'm sure this person didn't
Yeah.
know they were even doing it. I'm not
Yeah.
pissed at the person
I am.
necessarily.
See,
I'm really not. Like,
I am
if I had
because-
told her to stop,
Yeah.
I'm sure she would have been like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know. But I can't ever think of the words unless it's someone who's egregiously doing it.
Yeah.
I can't say like, can you stop doing that?
No,
Like,
and I haven't figured that out either. So, if I think back, and that's why like I'm not trying to say like don't get angry, but like when I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and those people were talking the whole movie, and what I did was I spent the whole movie sitting there upset, and that isn't gonna work. Only person losing is me.
Yes, correct.
And I waited to the point where I was like, shut up, shut up, shut up. No, I shushed them. I shushed them 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think like, okay, 2 realistic options here. I think next time I'm going to lean over. I'm not going to care about my movie, since one moment will ruin less than this continual
the whole thing.
feeling of being miserable. I'm going to lean over and be like, I'm sorry, can you stop talking? Can you please stop talking?
Because that does have an impact.
So, right. And it's that like, I don't want to talk. I'm going to do that from now on.
Yeah.
If people are doing that.
Yeah.
That's step 1. Step 2 is if they're like, no, or they say yes and continue
Then
doing
you
it,
get up.
I'm getting up.
Yeah.
I'm going and getting somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm making a scene.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do that.
Because at that point,
yeah.
I'll see this movie again.
Yeah.
I'm going to embarrass you. You will feel like an idiot
So-
for being escorted out of this theater.
I think from now on, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So if I think back to Dr. Sleep, I think when those girls started getting up and down, and this is so hard to do because you're in the movie and you don't want to do. I think I'm just going to get up.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to get up and go get somebody. And if somebody's on their, so I've noticed people on their phones in movies before, they usually put them away.
yeah.
If they don't put it away for like 15, 20 minutes, it's hard because you can't go talk to them if they're not by you.
No.
Because
That
I
I will-
always want to yell and be like, turn your phone off. But you're so far away that they don't have to listen to you. And then you're yelling for everybody else.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I don't want to get up and walk down and talk to them.
Yeah.
So that
Like,
one-
imagine if they're in the middle. You're like, what do you do?
But if they're still in my row, I mean, and fights start at movie theaters. People
I'm getting ready to fight people at movie theaters, honestly.
people die. Like people get stabbed, people
know.
get shot,
I know.
and that's the other reason I don't like
And
to.
I will be lying if I say I didn't consider that when I went to go talk to these certain people.
Oh,
you
I
know
know.
what I mean? Like,
oh, I know, and that's
when
why
he
I'm like,
said, shut the up, get out of my face, I'm like, maybe I'll listen to you. You know? I kind of like shied away. I'm just like, I had to do it. I
Yeah.
had to say something. I wasn't going to start a fight, but, and I know I didn't change anything, but
it's tough because what I'm focused on is how do you manage this without being so angry, because it's ruining the movie experience for you almost as much as what the people are doing. Mm-hmm. So how, like, what do you do about that? And it's like, you're not wrong. I get just as upset when people do that.
yeah.
I guess
When I saw Incredibles 2, there was, I forget if it was like 3 or 4 separate crying babies, right? For the duration of the movie, to the point where a couple people left, some of them didn't.
See, I'm trying to think,
there was a
like-
certain point when the baby started crying when different people in the theater were like, can you take your baby out
Yeah.
loudly?
yeah.
Everyone in the theater heard it, and it kind of interrupted the movie.
Yeah.
But at least that person was then about to leave. So what you're saying, that like the person on the phone, I'll stand up, I'll go down, stand in like the middle, like the walkway across. So like maybe the person sees me, I'll be like, can you turn your phone off? Because it's distracting everyone behind you.
Because 2 things are going to happen. They're going to be like, fight me.
Then you go get somebody.
And or like, stop me. And then everybody else is like, no, stop.
Yeah.
Or they're like, fight me. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not stopping. Be like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get security and you're going to get removed.
I would love it if you could make a good enough point to where they're like, okay, we'll rewind the movie. So everything that was interrupted, we'll roll it back a little bit. You can all see the entire movie. Let's forget this ever happened, but that's not going to happen. I know, but that's what I want. That's ideal.
If we even go back another level, how does everybody else feel? Are other people just like, oh, yeah.
I think so.
And that's where it's like, it's a you thing or a me thing.
And I know it is. I think I'm way too hypersensitive to it because I
And your
literally
expectations are-
go to hundreds of movies.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, other people don't do that.
Right.
And other people care less. You're going to try to get this like full, like perfect experience and
yeah.
stuff. And it's like, I think there's certain movies where everybody's in agreement that you're going to do that.
Well, I don't
Because a
think.
lot of movies we go to, this doesn't happen. We went to Joker, it was fine.
But I'm
We've been to
saying,
lots of movies.
yeah, I know.
But when it does happen, it's upsetting because you expect they play a thing before the movie starts saying don't talk, don't text, don't get on your phone, don't do any of that, and then somebody, right? It's 1 out of 100 people.
Yeah.
It's a small percentage of people doing it.
How is courtesy not a more mainstream thing?
But here it is. It is. 99 out of the 100 people aren't doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
One person's doing that. And so that's actually the same thing that I realized for like the freeways and stuff. When I'm like, everybody's driving like an insane person. And I'm like, oh wait, actually,
But
traffic is mainly flowing. And
Yes.
one psychopath
You're right.
is weaving at 100 miles an hour, potentially going to kill one of those
the
peaceful
fact
people.
that 99.99999 whatever, however
Yeah.
many nines it is, percent of people don't crash is impressive.
and that's what I was thinking about too. I was like, oh no, this really does work for the most part.
But everyone has to get around.
Yeah.
Why are you at this movie
Yeah.
if you clearly don't give a
Because unfortunately, we have to share the world with people like that. And we can't kill them. And we can't remove them. Like this is really something
No, we
I've had-
morally can't kill
like,
them.
this
Obviously.
This is something I've
Obviously, we can't kill them.
had to come to terms with as much as you want to kill
It's not
them.
that we legally can't. Like, we wouldn't.
There's a reason Maya developed her drone technology to pick these cars up and remove them back to their beginning destination. Even if their beginning destination was 200 miles back.
I love that idea.
Have I not told you this idea?
You don't get a checkpoint. You go back to the
Oh,
starting
no,
point
you're
and
starting
get there
over.
correctly.
And if you're like, oh, I'm angry, you're going to just keep starting over and 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 over until you follow the rules all the way.
That is my favorite thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's really good.
And that's like, I feel like I have the same mindset with like me wanting to roll back and start the movie over
Yeah.
from where
It's like, no, everybody,
where you f***ed it up.
We're starting the whole movie again. Does everybody want to start the movie again? And then those people will just leave. But yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Now, what do we do in Star Wars? I don't
it's
think
not going to happen.
I know it's
So-
not.
And that's what I was going to say.
But
was
what
with movies
would we
like
do?
That, no, they'll die before we have a chance.
Yeah,
They'll get smothered by whoever's next to them because 99% of people aren't assholes.
I know.
And that's the hope you have
And
to
especially
have.
the big fans aren't going to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the hope you have to have, in my opinion, through life. Most people are good. Some people are dumb. It's hard to get mad at dumb people.
Yeah.
Like, be more responsible. And that's not what these people are. Those are the egregious assholes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, kids fall into that category because they haven't. Not all kids. We're also, I think, different from a lot of people.
Yeah, I was
We've-
not like that.
We've always been. Okay, but.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Unfortunately, not everybody gives us the same courtesy that we give the world. You know, it's life.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole, like, you shouldn't be doing this. It's like, well, obviously.
Right.
But guess what? I'm going to do it and it don't matter.
That's why it's fun for them.
That's exactly why it's fun for them.
Yeah.
It's because they can do it. And you getting upset just makes them get the fuck out of my face. I don't care. Who are you? I'm going to do whatever I want. People.
That dude had a little kid with him too. Like probably his little brother. He was probably 5 or 6.
And you know what that means? His dad is probably an asshole.
Yeah.
Like that. It's sad.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a Tuesday.
I know. Like it's insane. So
Okay. This was the rant I wanted to have the other day, but
Yeah.
that would have completely enveloped the specific Dr. Sleep episode, which you can watch on our YouTube channel. If you really want to know how we felt about Dr. Sleep, you can watch our reaction to that because we're not going to talk about it right now. That was what I want to talk about right now. And I'm so glad. I feel better. I do
good.
feel better.
I hope I helped.
I mentioned 21 Bridges.
Real quick.
Oh, so yeah.
How many
yeah.
movies
What?
do we have to talk about?
Can we go pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm dying over here.
5 minutes later.
I want to go to, because this has really made me think about, like, what are you supposed to do?
I want something in the app.
I was thinking about that to, like, report people, but so you got to think about, it's not, so AMC's not trying to help us, period.
They should be.
Again, they don't give a
But they should.
Why?
Why?
because you're going to keep going.
Are most people?
Yeah.
I'm going to because I have
Where
an
else are you gonna
absolute
go?
passion for movies.
Where else are you going to go?
Regal or different
Same going to happen there.
or not see movies. My dad doesn't enjoy seeing movies as much as he used to.
Yeah.
To the point where he like almost doesn't enjoy going to the theater at all.
Yeah, and I get that, but you got to think about it from their perspective. One, employees in the place don't care. So that's what I was gonna say. We should go probably at Delamo,
Yeah.
and go to like customer service and ask them genuinely,
What's the protocol?
what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
What do we do?
I get you.
How do we deal with these people? Start from there.
Yeah.
try to work there however they want it.
Yeah.
And if they're just like, I don't do anything. People are like, what the fuck? Like, no. People are running this movie. I am paying money for every movie I'm going to.
Yes.
No.
Well,
That was the joke. I said that as a joke.
but okay. So here's the thing: are we their optimal? Are we the people that they want to make the most happy?
They make all of their money off concessions.
So that's the thing. We're ripping them off.
Yeah. They don't care about us.
They don't give a shit about us.
No.
Even though we are subscribed to their
Yeah.
highest tier.
There's no like they should take care of us because I'm their best customer. There's none of that. There's no. That's why they can have the bad customer service.
I wish I had the balls to say I'm not going to pay for this anymore and I'm not going to come here anymore, but I have to.
That's not how it works. Yeah.
But that's not how it should be.
if you're gonna
That's why
take-
we should figure out
So
something, because
if
that's
you-
not how it should be.
If you want to start taking the moral high ground on everything, you're gonna stop doing a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, it's like when people are like, "I'm not buying this anymore," and I'd be like, "Okay, are you applying that to everything? So you're not buying anything anymore."
Right.
So it's a complicated world we live in, and unfortunately, like, okay, you
But-
support the environment. You're not going to buy anything from anybody that pollutes. Okay, so you're now a hobo living in a forest eating berries.
Yeah.
At that point,
Right.
And so it's like
It's not logical.
you got to find that personal utility, right? And it's worth more to have this and be able to go to the movies and deal with those obnoxious people than all of the alternatives. And it's a catch. I don't know if catch 22 is the right thing, but it's
But at that point, the people working at AMC are just as annoying to me as the people in the theater.
100%.
You
100%.
help me.
Yeah, 100%. It's
Help the 99% of the people in your theater.
So let me give
because
you-
it is a minority of people who are the assholes.
I would say the alternative is really, really support the companies you really like, because they will. But like, look at Netflix. If Netflix does something you don't like, you can't do anything about it.
Are you talking about if they make something you don't like?
No, if they have a policy, if they have a
Right.
a UI
standpoint.
thing, if they do something
Yeah.
that you don't like, even if it should be correct and they're wrong and all of that, you can't do anything about it.
I've never been behind the people who are like, I'm going to stop going there, because I don't agree with you. It's like, that doesn't do anything.
No.
Even if a group of you do it, it's not going to hurt them.
It can. And that's the
But only
hope.
when people are so wrong that many people do it,
Yeah.
that they notice.
and even then it's only
rare
only
that
if it
happens,
affects the
though.
business.
Right.
So if everybody's like, I'm not going to AMC because of that guy that's on his phone when I go to see movies. Not that guy, but just the guy, the person.
Yeah.
Then there might be a problem, but that's not going to happen. Unfortunately. So
All I want though,
Yeah.
want is to go to Delamo and to be recognized by one person. For them to be like, "Oh, welcome back. Like, how'd you like that movie you saw last week?" But never. I can't tell you how many movies I've seen there.
that is why I love supporting our ramen spot. Mm-hmm. Like that. That's what that's about.
Yep.
And I think there's actually a shift back towards that.
There needs to
It
be.
used to be that way.
Yeah.
And it went away from customers. Like, so Amazon does a lot of shitty stuff. They're a good example. So there's certain stuff I don't buy from Amazon because that's more egregious. Like, you should not be buying your toilet paper from Amazon, period. Go to the store and buy your toilet paper. Now, the other stuff that you can only really get on Amazon and it's really cheaper and stuff, but just to like, it's more convenient. That's bad for shipping and all of that stuff that's involved with that.
Yeah.
However, Amazon's customer service is unmatched. It's unmatched. If something fucks up and I send them, they're like, "Oh, we've already replaced it."
My dad would disagree. He
So-
said multiple instances
So-
where they literally did not care.
and there's where it gets even more complicated.
Yeah.
Is if somebody has bad experience,
Yeah.
then that's now the
He
barometer.
canceled his Prime membership.
No, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Right.
It would be you canceling your A-list.
Right.
Amazon is still going to be the biggest company, and
Exactly.
mainly what's happening is your dad is now not benefiting from Amazon.
Yeah.
That's really all that happened.
Yeah.
And maybe he feels better for sticking it to
And I
them.
hope he does. But I would not feel better not being able to go to movies anymore.
You just wouldn't.
No.
And it's like the thing that sucks. It's like, and that extends beyond just us. Like businesses make decisions that they maybe aren't the best decisions because that's the one they have to make.
Here's what I think I need to start doing.
Yes.
Just getting up and moving to a seat where I'm less pissed off.
That works too.
So in Dr. Sleep, there was a lady behind
Do
me.
not, if you reserved a seat, you have to sit in that one.
There was a lady behind me who gasped every 10 seconds. She was like,
Wait, went in Dr. Sleep?
yes.
But you couldn't move.
I know. But
So
I think there was a movie I saw last night where the lady behind me was obviously sick. And she was like every few seconds. I'm like, maybe I should move. And then and today, the lady who was like picking her fingernails and I could hear, I'm like, maybe I should just move.
both of those first two instances are so tough because I'm so with you. Where that would fucking annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Turn around? Stop gasping.
No, you can't because that's
can't.
that's her experience of the movie. I'm not mad.
Oh, I am. I would be annoyed at it.
No.
I would. I'd be like, shut up. I want a silent movie.
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is how that lady sees and reacts to movies. I'm not
I'm
mad
thinking of-
at you.
I'm thinking of two.
I'm mad at the instance of it happening, but I don't hate you for gasping at a movie. I get it. Everyone sees movies differently, but it's pissing me off.
This
And
is one where
I need to not hear it.
This is one where I agree that's the best way to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I also would be like, no, I actually no, that's annoying.
But that's not
No, stop it. You can control that. Stop it. My mom.
the sick thing more so because you shouldn't have come.
That too.
You know you're sick.
That too.
If this is the way the lady watches movies, I'm not gonna be mad at her for that.
See, and that I totally get that.
It's almost like laughing. It's like you can't not laugh. It's similar.
Okay, because it was a scary movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Except if it was a funny movie and somebody was going ha 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 for the whole movie,
Yeah.
you'd be like, shut the fuck up. I don't care if you think it's funny.
No, I know.
And
I do get you.
And taking away that anger that I just expressed,
Yeah.
I'm gonna reference my mother. And when I would fly with her, and she would watch a funny movie, and she'd be ha 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 in the middle of the airplane,
Yeah.
and I would, yeah, I know what that just did to the mic.
That is a
And-
solid.
And so sitting next to her and being like, can you not do that? And she'd be like, I'm laughing. It's a funny movie. And I'm like, that's great and all.
Yeah.
You're in a plane with other people.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what you do.
Yes.
Oh, this is where I like to get naked and touch myself. Guess what?
You don't get to do that.
You don't get to do that right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Just because it's laughing and
Right,
that, you
right.
can do both of those in private.
Yeah.
Suddenly when you're in public, you can't do both of those.
You can also laugh when everyone else is going to be laughing too, if it's a funny movie.
There's very obvious cues
Yes.
where everybody's in. And I was thinking about that with Star Wars. I was like, Star Wars is going to be loud. That's going to be a loud, rambunctious crowd.
It'll
almost the
cover up
entire
your
movie.
reactions to a degree.
It even affects my reactions.
Right.
There's like movies that I see where everyone else is laughing. I'm like, that's not funny.
Right.
That's supposed to be serious.
Right.
But other people view movies differently
Yeah.
too. They don't get into them. They watch them on this surface level. And that's most people in a theater.
Yeah.
So it's like Levin, who you still haven't met, but I've talked about enough.
Yeah.
When we got our Star Wars tickets, I told him, I was like, got our Star Wars ticket opening night. He's like,
Right.
you couldn't pay me to go opening night.
Right.
I am waiting till there's nobody. I don't want to hear anybody else. I don't want to listen to everybody else's reactions and stuff and them all. And I was like, that's such a good point. But I personally
Right. Enjoy
that.
Yes.
And but
100%.
But just thinking about like it's complicated. And unfortunately, if you're the one bothered by something, you have to adjust yourself.
I know.
That's
why it's so satisfying when I notice other people being annoyed.
oh yeah,
And then doing something about it.
You're justified.
Yeah.
And you're not like oh, I'm just upset. Like, and the other thing I think I was gonna say earlier is that when somebody's making noise, you seem like you're the only one upset. There's a good chance that other people are feeling the same way.
That doesn't make me less annoyed though.
Oh, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, feel better about saying something.
Right.
Because
Yes,
other people are like, oh, I'm happy he said something. Like, I know when certain stuff happens and you're like, I don't want to get up. And that person gets up, you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, maybe we should just be that person every single time.
I'm down.
Accept it, at least test it out.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by this.
We should just go to movies we don't care about
and test it out.
look for the people who are being annoying, and then see what the best way to deal with it
Bash
is.
their skulls in.
That's best for everybody.
Bashing their skulls in. I support this.
Like when we saw Godzilla,
Yeah.
and I shushed those people, it was very early in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
Godzilla was another one I was thinking about, and that was an interesting crowd. That was a loud crowd.
That was a Tuesday,
you
I
could
think,
feel,
right?
Yeah, you could feel the energy was different.
Right. But I wasn't going to let that linger. I'm like, you shut up now.
Yeah, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, is it really, at the end of the day, the movie told you to be quiet, to be respectful. The rules have been established. So if you're breaking those rules, you're breaking those rules.
Right.
And I'm in line to say something and to stop you. You don't get to be like, you don't get to tell me to be quiet. It's like, well, actually, that's what you're, like you said, you should.
Right.
You are supposed to be quiet right now.
Right.
So I really do want to go to customer service and ask them what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because this is the other thing I see happening. Oh, okay. We'll come right in and address that. Sir, can you stop talking to the movie? Oh, yes. Okay, I will stop talking to the movie. Thank you. Leave. The second that worker walks out of there, F you, I'm going to keep talking.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because then you get killed.
Who?
That person gets killed by everyone in the theater. It's like
Yeah.
everyone just it's like Lord of the Flies. You just kind of, everyone goes to primal instincts and we all kill you.
I hope. The most egregious movie disruption that I can think of, and I think we went to this movie together, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Rolling Hills. Waited outside. Someone brought us food. I think that was all this movie.
Uh-huh.
And we get in there. Great movie. Intense scene.
Yeah.
It culminates to some epic thing. And then white. Nothing but white.
Yeah. When Harry dies.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And somebody did something and said something. And I've never forgotten
It takes
that.
you out of it.
I've never forgotten that moment. I went from this to, like, it was just a jolt.
Yep.
And I remember somebody like threatened to murder. I didn't hear what they said, but somebody said something
Yeah.
that was sitting next to them.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Thank you.
I can let go.
Yeah.
I can move forward and not worry about this happening again. Still haven't forgotten that moment. It affected that whole movie essentially.
So that's what I was going to ask. Like, to take a slightly opposite standpoint, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if these moments will ruin these movies for me forever.
Yeah.
Ruin them.
Not
No.
forever.
I think I can picture the whole movie in my head.
Yeah.
Minus that stuff. But in the moment, like, I really want to cherish my experience of watching Star Wars, you know? And I don't think it will be ruined. But if you do, I'm not saying I will never love that movie, but like, please do not ruin that experience for me.
I think certain movies rise above.
Yeah.
And these other, like, because you especially see so many movies, certain ones are less impenetrable or like less
Tarnishable.
yeah, where you're like
Yeah.
and other or no, actually I was saying the opposite. A movie you care less about being interrupted will affect it more,
Yeah.
because that's your one chance to
Right.
get caught by that movie.
Right.
Star Wars, if you hear somebody, it's like, shut the fuck up, nothing is taking me out of this.
Yeah.
And so it's with all those other ones.
Like, I'll
where,
forget
like,
that I said that to you.
yeah.
I'll just be like,
exactly.
like, it'll be like a second personality in my body. Like, F you, shut up.
A second body came out and did that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So Doctor Sleep was this weird conundrum of like, we had seen The Shining. We were really excited. It was a big movie. It was a big point. We were all together. It was a full theater. We didn't want to get taken out of that.
Yeah.
Even though like that part of the movie was definitely affected by me. I'm blurrier on that part of the movie.
The end was ruined for me for that idiot
Yeah.
in the front. It sucks. It really sucks, but
Doctor Sleep was a great movie.
it was great. Yeah.
And that's testament to, despite all of that, you can still enjoy the movie.
For sure.
I'm angry right now. I'm like physically angry. I want to go to a movie and I want someone to talk and I want to beat the shit out of them right now.
Dude, that's how I felt, man. I was shaking.
I know, I was
my
trying to-
heart was. I almost at one point in the movie, I almost grabbed your hand to put it on my chest so you could feel my heart beating.
Really happy you didn't do that.
It was the hardest I've ever felt my heart pound. Like
see-
I was livid.
So, and that's what
to
led
no degree.
to all the stuff I was saying at the beginning, because I knew how upset you were, and I was like, man, it really sucks that he's that upset.
Yeah.
Because it would be worth it to care less about them.
Yeah. 100%.
And so,
But I can't. That's not something you can turn off.
I believe it can be if you try to care less, because
I don't think so.
The only and I because that's where you are right now.
Yeah.
Right. So when it's come to the driving thing, I still get upset
Yeah.
when I see people doing that, but that feeling, that shaking rage feeling is mainly gone, because it got to a point where every time somebody did something like that, I was taking it into my own hands, and I was honking at them nonstop,
Yeah.
blocking them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then I realized the only thing I'm doing, I'm not changing them. I'm not affecting them. They probably don't recognize
You're making
me.
the situation more dangerous.
I'm only putting myself in danger.
Right.
I'm putting them in more danger because I'm working them up,
And potentially someone not involved.
and then somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I've taken this approach of just
Yes. I get very mad while driving. I'm similar to you, and I get as annoyed about the same things all
Yep.
the time. But
So-
all I do is I scream at my windshield so loud.
But-
like the loudest I've ever been in my life
Yep.
is in my car.
So-
But seconds later,
yeah.
I'm singing along to my song. Again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm like, I'm good.
To go back to the movie we just saw,
Yeah.
you were super angry. I knew all the same stuff that was going on,
Right.
and was in theory just as upset.
Yeah.
But I was surprisingly,
Yeah. Fine.
I was fine.
That's so weird.
And it's because I was like, well, I can't do anything about this. I'm not going to make a scene. This really sucks. But like, I can't control these people. I have to live with these people in the world. And that's where like I took it more of like, is there a way that I could stop it? So talking to the people and finding out like, hey, what could I do in that situation?
Right.
Is one more thing. But like, if I think back on it, like I wasn't even angry. I was more like, I know that this is really ruining this movie for me.
I also would rather
Yeah.
more calmly ask the people to be quiet
Yeah.
if that was an option. I would like to not come off as a dick.
I
But
think
that would involve probably pausing the movie
yeah.
and saying and going up to them being like, "Look, I'm sorry, but you're really
No,
being
I'm sorry.
distracting. I know. You're being really distracting. Is it within your realm of possibility to stop doing what you're doing?" And then I'll go back to my seat and I'll hit
Yeah.
resume and turn the lights off and let's keep going.
So if I think about Once Upon a Time,
Yeah.
because what that was I got angry and angry and angry and angry and angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, shh. Like when I could have shushed them and I just been like, shh. But I gave 3 violent shushes.
Yeah.
And I was then embarrassed with myself that I didn't want to then say something.
Yeah.
I wish I had just been like, can you stop talking?
Yeah.
As like an adult.
Yeah. Right.
Not even like, I'm sorry, da 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 da. Just, it's a movie. Everybody knows
You
what
understand.
the rule is. We're all adults. I shouldn't be having to tell you this right now, but
Yes.
hey, can you stop talking?
Yeah.
You now know I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
And then if at that point you take it out of their hands and
Yeah.
you go get the staff.
Yeah.
I think that's something for us to work on. It's a challenge.
I wish there was more presence in movie theaters of employees. Like, and that's even if it's one person who goes around from theater to theater, just popping in, you at least know that every 10 minutes, maybe someone's going to come in, just kind of look and then leave if everything's cool. But if not, I can be like, yo, I don't even have to leave. I can walk down to you, still watch my movie and tell you what the is going on. And then you can deal with it.
They'd have to care.
That's one person.
They don't.
You
even,
have plenty of employees.
They don't even do their job right now.
I know. But I feel like that's the best solution. Because they're not going
That's
to
the best solution for us.
they're not going to develop something in the app that will make me happy. because I don't want to even get up from my seat.
Well, you
But
don't
it-
even want to get an app thing would be lighting up your phone and doing the other thing.
It doesn't
that other
have to
people
be,
are-
because some people don't understand that your phone doesn't have to be on full brightness when you're in the middle of a movie. Mine is on the literal, utter, most lowest brightness it could possibly
and that
be,
goes
and I
back-
can still see it.
And that goes back to you being considerate. I know.
I even put my phone in my jacket and look at
I
it
do
so that
too.
other people can see it.
Other people don't do that. Oh, actually, most other people might be doing that, and we don't even realize
That's a good
because
point.
they're doing
That's
it.
a great point.
And that's to me, that's the thing that helps the most, especially with the driving. And I know we keep going back to that. I'm like, hey, other people, we're together.
Consideration goes unnoticed.
Exactly.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's life, and I know, and we all have to be awake, and we don't have a choice.
I am pissed. You're right. Yeah, I'm really pissed.
I know. Goose Fraba.
All right, I'm going to put off 21 Bridges to the post show, so you can subscribe to Patreon if you want to hear me talk about 21 Bridges, the Chadwick Boseman Russo brothers produced movie.
Yes.
But I'll talk about that later. Let's talk about The Good Liar.
Did you see it?
I did.
I'm assuming since I told you I was going to see it, you're like, well, I have to go see this.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I've heard from people who get paid to see movies that it was really bad. And I've heard from one of my coworkers that it's her favorite movie of all time. So I'm like, okay,
That's way too far.
where does this lie? Because it has to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. What did you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was good. It was not
thought
a
it
bad.
was really
not
good.
a really bad movie. That's annoying.
By no means. I thought it was really good.
I have some qualms,
Sure.
but overall, very good movie.
My first reaction is that I think Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren probably had a blast doing this movie.
100%.
The scene at the end,
Which scene?
without spoiling it,
The
I'll cut
before
this.
that.
When they're like literally,
Oh,
that was probably fun for them.
Oh, I forgot
Maybe.
that happened.
I don't even know, but
That was one of the few things I thought didn't need to happen.
really,
Yeah.
it was a bit weird. But like,
She shouldn't have let it get to that point.
I agree.
I loved this movie. I don't really feel strongly about it. I really enjoyed this movie up until, and then when he got oh wait, is this spoiler territory? Let me just tell you this real quick.
Should I just warn people of spoilers? Because I do kind of want to talk about it.
Yeah, I want to talk
it's
about
not
this
a huge movie.
No. This movie's going to be spoilers. It's at the end of the podcast. If you don't want to hear about this movie, go to the end.
Yeah. Skip. Yeah.
Is this the last one we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So when they're sitting at the table and he finally goes, I'm all in, and he cries and they flip to her, there was some kind of cue in there where I was like, she's getting him. It hadn't clicked before that,
Really?
and I was like, it was some kind of he got emotional and she didn't.
Right.
And I was like, she has the upper
You
hand
could
here.
literally see the turning of the table.
Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, she did all of this so that he would go all in. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So she's just been playing him this whole time. And I was like, that's amazing. I love this. I can't wait for her to be like, haha, I'm actually better at this. And
Right.
I got you.
Right.
And then it went to, you raped me as a child and disowned my father
that was
and all of this.
That was jarring.
And I was just like, this went very dark, very fast. I don't think it needed to be this dramatic.
This is where the problem is. It was a book. This is the most book adaptation of a movie I've ever seen in my life. Everything
You read
was
the
like,
book?
no, I'm just saying like this. This screams a good book.
Yeah.
No one would write a movie this way, I don't think.
I really just needed it to be that she had the upper hand and was playing
That's
him.
what a movie is.
Not
you don't
this-
need all the backstory.
all that, and he got in it. I'm like, this is taking away from the movie.
It was intense.
And then honestly, even the end scene, and she has this estate with like a whole like 500 people. I'm like, this seems so. From that point on, was very off from the rest of the movie,
I
in my
agree.
opinion.
I agree.
And
Because the rest of the movie was fun.
so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh.
Because things kept building and changing, and like the grandson, he's
Yep.
like, I know this about you, but maybe I'm cool. But I know this about you, and let's go here. I'm like,
And
"Whoa."
he's gay, and that's not. I'm not related to him. And this, and I was like, there was a little too much out there.
Yeah.
Although I was impressed that they pulled that all off. Yeah.
Surprisingly, like most movies to me are worse than the trailer. This movie to me was better than the trailer.
Yeah, as a whole, I love this movie.
Because it gave away some stuff. Like it showed him killing the guy in the trailer.
So that was the other thing. I don't, as much as he was a bad person.
You don't buy that?
What?
Him killing the guy?
Who'd he kill?
In the subway?
That one? That was very extreme.
Yeah.
He also doesn't seem like somebody who just killed a bunch of people.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, I was going to say,
Like that's Frank Underwood status kind of stuff.
It's literally Frank Underwood.
Literally,
and
yeah.
I was like, so I thought it was going another way, and then it was just so what it made sense now was they were trying to build up that he was as evil a person as possible. However, and this is gonna be weird, like what he did was horrendous.
Yes.
He was also a child.
Yes.
A lot may have changed in the last 70 years.
So when he gets down and he's like, please forgive me.
Yeah.
Obviously, like that's disingenuous.
Yeah,
I don't buy it.
100% disingenuous. He's a piece of
I
shit.
do believe
Yeah.
that a kid who raped a girl as a kid could be a better person that much later in life.
Not saying
100%.
he is.
No.
But to just like automatically be like,
Right.
oh, he did this, so you hate him.
Right.
I think that was a bit of a stretch.
Yes.
But because honestly, how bad he ended up didn't make me happy. Seeing him a vegetable, it wasn't like he got his.
Oh no, that was
I was
so
like-
unsatisfying.
And she's all happy. I'm like, I really just take his money. I was sad that he was going to lose all of his money, even though he deserved it. Which is a testament to Ian McClellan.
Yeah.
In like doing this character. So it went from like I felt bad for her and oh my god, don't screw her over to you went a little too crazy.
She did?
You've been holding on to this for
Your
70
entire
years.
life. Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to take away from trauma. People carry that for that long.
For sure. But she clearly got on with her life.
She said she got over it and forgave him.
Yeah.
And then to do all that, there was a disconnect there. This is less about like the morality of all of it and more about the movie believability and disconnect.
Maybe if her entire life was built on the fact that she was a con artist, maybe she has all the money she has because she had conned people her whole life. And like, she's like, my ultimate con is this guy from my childhood.
Better movie, instantly better movie. And I thought that's what it was going to be.
But you had a normal life and then thought,
I'm just going to kill this guy, basically.
Yeah.
Wait until now and then kill him.
So here's the thing with him killing the guy in the subway too. That guy's life is worth $100,000 to him.
Yeah.
That's all he stole from him.
Yep.
And instead of working something out or giving him $100,000, not millions, not a billion, 100,000, he just killed him.
Yeah.
That
I think
drastic.
I think that was an unbelievable death as well. And the yeah.
And the fact that he got away too. How you get away with that? There were people on the platform. I understand that camera was pointed up, but when you walk out and he takes off the trench coat and puts it in the guy's guitar case, I saw at least 3 other security cameras in that room.
Yeah, I was convinced
you
that
would have
wasn't
seen
gonna
that.
work.
But he just got away with it.
Yeah.
That being said, I did really like this movie.
No, and I really did like this movie. I'm not trying to criticize it, but that in stuff definitely affected how I was viewing this movie.
Yeah.
It would actually make me not want to watch it again, but I'm really glad I saw it.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
It was very fun.
It was
Yeah.
very fun and like very much like what's going on.
Did you see it with your grandma?
Yeah.
What'd she think?
I think she enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She doesn't think as
Deeply.
much about all of that stuff. It's just, was that a good movie or not?
Yeah.
Because when we came out, I was like, that was really good, but that got really dark really fast.
Yeah.
I have one other nitpick.
Okay.
So when he first showed back up at the house, and she had 3.8 million
Yeah.
set to every click to deduct
It's
50,000.
50,000, yeah.
And she clicked it 5 times.
And it
which
ends up
would
at
be
$100,000.
left,
Yeah.
which means 3.7 million, which is, I'm just going to calculate this real quick.
It would be 20 clicks per million, which would be at least 60 clicks.
Divided by 50. 74 clicks.
Yeah.
She didn't.
She did not click it more than 10 times.
10 at the most.
Yeah.
Now you have 100,000 and it's just enough.
Exactly. 100,000.
I really liked, and I didn't pick up when he was like, you should leave her some money.
Right.
You should. I was like, yeah. I was like, this guy's good. Like, I like you. Like, you're right. Like, dude, come on.
He's the con artist that you root for.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen was not.
No. And they did do a good job of setting that up.
Usually you root for the con artist.
Exactly. And so to find out like, oh, he was like, you should leave some money for her so that you have a little left over. Like, I loved that. That realization later,
Yeah.
once I realized the tables had turned,
Yeah.
and that was, in that moment I mentioned the emotion and the flip, I was like, oh, and he's sitting there and he knows what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And, oh my God. And he has no idea what's happening.
The beating of the guy's hand also didn't really make any sense to me.
It was to make them, before that scene, I was like, who are these old guys getting away with all of this? When they did that, it very much made me go, oh, don't f with them. Because I was like, oh, they're about to ruin this guy.
Yeah.
This dude is about to take him over. And I was like,
No.
money. They paid those other guys,
Yeah.
and that's how you get away with that.
I did like that scene.
It was
with the like
very aggressive.
But before that, with
Yeah.
like, he's over a wire and everyone like freaks out.
Yeah.
And then you realize like who's in on it and who's not. Like that was fun. That was pretty cool. I had one other thing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But Helen Mirren looks good at 74.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Sign me up.
yeah. It's like unbelievably, like you're killing it.
I've been a fan of hers. I don't remember the first movie I saw her in. It might have been Red.
Yeah.
Which seems like
Yeah, I
such a
haven't been aware of her for very long.
It seems like such a lame movie.
She was in Hobbs and Shaw,
I've seen her
wasted in
in.
that too.
I want to check that real quick. What I would have seen her in.
I always want to, I get her not literally confused with, but I feel like, there's Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah,
I feel like she should be Dame Helen Mirren, but I don't think she is. She is?
Of course she is. I just looked it up. I wouldn't have known that, but like, of course she is.
Yeah, she has to be.
Yeah, of course she is.
I didn't know she was. Is that the same thing as being knighted for women?
Yeah,
Okay. She was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
she was.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
She was Deep Thought. Yeah, the giant computer.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She's the one that says 42.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
That was a great movie.
I'm kidding.
I love that movie.
I watched it. It's a weird one for me.
For sure.
I'm torn about movies like that.
Really? That are like funny for the sake, or weird for the sake of being weird.
It's a specific type of British movie that I'm not a huge fan of. But so I remember trying to watch that. Maybe I got the book or something. I don't know, but I did. I watched it probably this year,
Yeah.
as I've been trying to
Really?
like, watch movies.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it, but it was dated.
That is one of my favorite movies.
It's good.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell, dude. He's incredible.
Yeah, it was really good. I love that movie. I know you're right. The more I think about it, I'm like, no, that was a good movie.
Another Sam Rockwell space movie that has a documentary out right now at AMC about it. Galaxy Quest. Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
So that is one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
My mom introduced me to that. Like,
That movie is so good too.
And did you see it like
A while ago. Yeah, my dad introduced me to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
and
I might not have seen the whole thing a while ago. I might have seen
Yeah.
it in its
but you've
entirety
been
more recently.
known of it
Yeah.
and been aware of it. Yeah. That's a great. That's a favorite for sure. That's one you don't hear about a lot.
Yeah.
That every time people that have seen it are like, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Never heard anybody say anything bad about that.
That's a good like parody spoof.
Yep.
Like that's the way it should be done.
I think they were talking about it on Kind of Funny recently.
Did they?
And I heard something about Sam Rockwell, and he was mentioned. And you've been saying Sam Rockwell so
Yeah.
many times
Yeah.
that now I finally know. I've always like known who he was,
Yeah.
but never attaching the name to
One
the
of my
face.
favorites by far.
And after Jojo Rabbit was
Yes.
actually the first time I officially know who he is.
Yeah.
And so like realizing all this stuff, like he's the person I see and I'm like, I know who you are. I know who you are. I've seen you and stuff. I don't even question it.
He can play funny and
Yeah.
menacing and dumb
He's
and like he
great.
can do it all and all at the same time too
I'm
sometimes.
trying to think what else he was in that I saw. Oh no. But I did see he was in a movie called Moon.
So
I want to see.
I thought you said Moon. I have seen
I
that.
haven't seen that. Is it good?
Yeah.
Because I like sci-fi. It's about him being the only person mining something on the dark side of the moon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's never a thing that would happen. Which is what I was thinking when I was like,
Is it still on Netflix? I think that's where I watched it.
no, I don't.
If it's
think that's
streamable,
on.
I want you to watch it.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I like movies like that. But all I'm thinking is
it's
like,
interesting,
we
for
would
sure.
never have one person
No.
be like, all right, go be alone on the other side of the moon.
That's not going to mess with your head at all.
We literally won't even put someone in a ship because we're like, we don't know if people can handle this.
Right.
Yeah, go, bye-bye.
I mean, it is the future. So,
Mine
like,
is
who
shit.
knows what we do in the future? But
And no, literally, I'm like, it's in the future. If
Yeah.
we're mining,
Right.
this would be a robot.
Right.
This would not be a person.
there is a robot with him.
It would be two robots. What year? Like 20 years from now?
Oh, I think you
Or
meant
like
what
100
years
years
in the movie.
from now? 2009.
Having one person by
like
themselves?
when did it take place?
Oh. Not that distant future.
Okay, then more believable.
In the next 100 years?
that it less believable. 20 years, a person
forget
assisting a robot.
exactly.
50 years, two robots.
Yeah.
100 years, people don't exist anymore.
Thank you for listening to the Huber Rebels podcast. If you have
Your
enjoyed,
favorite podcast for sorry.
you could subscribe to us on YouTube. That would help us a lot. You can like our videos. You can listen to us on your favorite podcast streaming service. If you want to support us, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Huber Rebels. There's a $1 tier where you can get all of our bonus content. But I've got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.